20 people confront a billionaire. Jubilee, I think.
The money that sits in your account that you don't care to touch. What stops you from helping every person in this room that's struggling right now? How do you help them? What do you do?
He sound like he about to cry.
But I had to take off of work today, and I'm struggling. I got bills, man.
We brought 20 strangers together to sit with a billionaire to ask anonymous questions. A billionaire? He's a billionaire. Who's he?
John Morgan, the founder of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. And according to Forbes, I'm a billionaire. Ask me anything.
My first question is,
What the-
how much are you currently worth, and how did you amass that amount of money?
I'm a lawyer. I went to law school and became a lawyer, but I'm also a serial entrepreneur.
Damn.
I built and operate a chain of attractions across America. I have Marriott hotels across America. I built shopping centers. The big part of my wealth has been generated by my law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Well, I don't know exactly how much I'm worth. I used to tell my kids when they were little, when their friends would ask them, are we rich or not? I said, the answer is this: we're comfortable.
What do you mean comfortable? Like,
Whoa.
you definitely have way more than just being comfortable. You live a luxury life.
Do you call being worth $1 billion comfortable?
Who said he?
Very.
Who says he lives a? Wait, see, this is what I'm saying. This is the mindset of people. Who the fuck says he lives a comfortable life? I mean, not a comfortable life. No, not a comfortable life. What am I saying? That was a bad take. Hold on.
Very.
Like, you definitely have way more than just being comfortable. You live a luxury life.
That's where I wanted to get at. What the fuck is she talking about? You live a luxury life. Just because I'm a billionaire, a million doesn't mean I have to live luxury. People don't. There's people that are rich as hell and they don't live super they don't live super rich. They don't live luxury. They just live like a normal person. They may have more advances. They may have a nice house, a better maybe have a bigger house than that. But that doesn't mean, or maybe like a nice car. But that doesn't mean everything they do is like super luxury. Like people are still, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's like saying the money got to him. The nigga just said he went to school. He had his law firm. He had his law firm, invested into Marriott, invested into other stuff. Built other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He went to school just like a lot of us. And I'm not saying that he's better than I'm not saying anything. But I'm just saying, all I'm saying is like, we all are, we all can get to that level as well. But to say that he's living luxury, there's niggas that are in the hood that live luxury and they don't got shit. So what the fuck does that even mean? You can be, niggas are broke and living luxury, buying a Mary's. You know what I'm saying? Buying a Mary's, wearing Dior. But they're popped. Real life. So it's like, but they look like they live in luxury. They popping now, they flying, they traveling. So what the fuck does that even mean? You live in luxury because he's a billionaire. That don't make no fucking sense. Whoever that fucking was. Chloe? Yeah, Chloe, shut the fuck up, bro. Chloe, you just shut up, bro. You just chatting.
You really have way more than just being comfortable. You live a luxury life.
Shut the
Do you
fuck
call
up.
being worth $1 billion comfortable?
Very. And but you don't feel like it because you don't spend it. When you grow up a certain way, it's not like it's changed much in my life. I'm in the same house. I don't spend the money that you would.
Bro,
think
when did
I'd
you get to
spend.
4 million views?
It's odd because you
When
have
did I
all
do
this
that?
money in the bank, but it doesn't really change what you do day to day.
My question for you:
Exactly my
what stops
point.
you from using your wealth to change somebody's life?
I'm not gonna lie, he's gonna fuck around and fry everybody in this fucking video, bro. He literally lives his day-to-day life and he saves his fucking money.
E-commerce
People don't
store.
understand that.
Nothing. Listen, I live 3 places. I
Oh,
live
that will be you in
Florida,
20 years, I hope.
in Maui, Hawaii.
She chipped.
And I live in New Hampshire. But I've taken my wealth and done certain things. Like in Florida where I live, I ran a constitutional amendment twice to legalize medical marijuana. I lost the first time, but I won the second time with 72% of the vote. I believe that income inequality is the #1 issue facing America today. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And every day the gulf is getting wider. So what did I do? I ran a constitutional amendment. I spent tens of millions of dollars
Woo!
to raise the minimum wage from $8 an hour to $15 an hour in Florida.
Woo!
That's a doubling of the minimum wage. So I take that money that I make and I've run those constitutional amendments and I've put money into food banks. And
Imagine how much money
to the
he's getting, bro.
homeless, and it goes on and on. And I will tell you this, not to pat me on the back too much about it, because I don't really feel it. I don't really feel it. I was at lunch the
On
other day,
YouTube.
and
I'm talking right
Ron
here.
walks up to
I'm
me,
looking at you, bro.
John, I just want to thank you and your
I
wife
dropped a
for
skit.
the
My skit went viral, gang.
iDignity. I didn't know what iDignity was. I said, how much do we give? She said, $500,000. It turns out that my wife had given the money. And by the way, if you want money, call my wife.
His wife be spending the bread.
iDignity is a place for the
woman
poor
gonna spend the
to
bread
get
for sure.
identification, because more and more in this country, you need to have identification just to get food stamps. I believe when you make this kind of money, you have an obligation to give it back. You don't feel it. It doesn't hurt you. You know, you can look at me and know I'm not missing too many meals. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
He said he runs for
I'm gonna try to
president.
rephrase it. What stops you from getting out that car at the moment where you and your son, you seen the homeless person? What stopped you from changing that person's life?
And this is what I'm fucking saying, bro. What the fuck is he talking about? Like, what stopped you from changing a person's life? Did this fucking nigga did not listen to anything he just said? He literally just said he took tens and millions of dollars out of his fucking account to raise minimum wage. And he's going to fucking point at him and trying to point fingers at him for trying to accuse him. What stopped you from giving money to that homeless nigga? This nigga took millions of dollars out of his own fucking account to pay to help people, and you're gonna automatically assume that he just doesn't give money to a homeless person? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I feel like even when you rich or even if you're successful, you still can't low-key win, bro. I feel like you can't win with anything in life sometimes, bro. I feel like I personally just say do you. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't win. I wish I was that chair, bro. You wish you was this chair. What the hell? Stop yapping and listen to Edward Lawyer. I've been talking to him.
I do get out of the
Well, these are
car.
the same people with they,
When I pull
them,
up to a
in their bios.
and there's somebody out there begging for
Look at
food.
his shirt. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, let me not laugh. That could be me, bro. Deadass. I ain't gonna lie. That's me right now. My hair look cooked too.
Been eating donuts for the last 10 years. I give them money because I'm not going to judge them. I look at them this way. They're out there on the street in the heat. I don't know what they're doing out there, but you know what? It's not my job to judge.
I feel like a lot of billionaires, they
Giving
say the
money
same
to
thing.
homeless
They
is
say they do
nonsensical.
donate. They
What?
do give to
If you're
people.
doing
You
it
give to
for a
organizations
fix,
and large
it's not a way to fix
conglomerates
it.
that take
What do you mean my
money and
YouTube's
break
freaked
it up and
out?
Throw it around. You're not handing something down to help somebody who really needs it.
Wait, what?
Break it, and they do give to people. You give to organizations and large conglomerates that take your money and they break it up and they throw it around. If you're not handing something down to help somebody who really needs it, what does it matter?
You're in the law field.
Hold on, Frederick. Let me hear your take again.
I'm not going to judge them. I look at them this way. They're out there on the street in the heat. I don't know what they're doing out there, but you know what? It's not my job to judge.
I feel like a lot of billionaires, they say the same thing. They say they do donate and they do give to people. You give to organizations and large conglomerates that take your money and they break it up and they throw it around. If you're not handing something down to help somebody who really needs it.
Frederick, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? How much is your OnlyFans subscription? $0.99, bro, because I don't have one. Bro, he donates money to the organizations and he's gonna literally, I'm telling y'all guys, when you fucking make it, bro, you dead ass can't win, bro. You really can't win, bro. He talk about why he didn't give money. Why he didn't give money to them, the individual. He give it to the organizations. I'ma just shut up, bro. What the fuck?
You're in the law field, and that's how you've amassed your network and everything that you've earned. If you had to start over in a different industry, what would you be in order to become a billionaire?
If you had to start completely from scratch and do something else, what would you do to become a billionaire again? Yo, who is this guy? He's asking the right questions. You asking the right fucking questions. We talking to a billionaire right now. If you had to go into another profession right now, because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna invest into that. Into that profession. He's asking the right fucking question. We all poor. Let's ask how the fuck can I become a billionaire? Instead of why won't you give money to? This is the question we need to be asking. How do I become a billionaire?
In a different industry, what would you be in order to become a billionaire?
Great question.
I don't even know how it happened in the first place. So it's like keep waiting to wake up, and it was all a dream. I was like, what? How did this happen? Listen, here's my problem.
What's wrong with YouTube? Nothing's wrong. I am the only subs you have. No, you're not.
But my gut tells me I want to go to Wall Street and make deals like that. But what I would probably do is stay in the attraction business that I'm in. I love that business because there's no fighting. And I did it as a hobby. I've always thought what I could have done with my attraction and amusement business if I'd had it full time instead of, it was more like collecting stamps than anything, to tell you the truth.
So you made some comments about like.
Did he say collections amusement? Are you talking about amusement parks? Hold on, let me write that shit down. Hold on, chat. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We over here talking to a billionaire. He giving us game on the low, and we just hold on.
What I would probably do is stay in the attraction business that I'm in. I love that business because there's no fighting. And I did it as a hobby.
I have a
I've
pillow
always thought
for you.
what I could have done with my
You
attraction
have a pillow for
and
me.
amusement business if I'd had it full time.
The amusement business
It was more
attraction.
like collecting stamps than anything.
Okay.
To tell you the truth.
I'm gonna keep
So
that
you
noted.
made some comments about liking capitalism and how much legislation you did for raising the minimum wage for $15 an hour here in Florida. Is there anyone at your law firm or your multiple businesses that you're paying less than $15 an hour now?
No. And I wasn't paying less then.
He's clocking them niggas T. He's clocking that. He's clocking that shit. He thought he was gonna get on. He thought he was about to get on something. No, they don't get less than 15. You don't get less than minimum. Now what? Damn.
That a living wage is a civil right. I also believe that retaining employees
what's up?
with a living wage and bonuses, it's good for business. I believe by paying more to my employees, I keep them, attrition is lower, and believe it or not, although it sounds backwards, I believe by paying more, I make more because I keep people, and my people are really all I have.
So, in your opinion, why aren't other billionaires doing the same thing that you're doing?
Well, I think some are and some aren't. A lot
Maybe
of
those
people
space legit
haven't.
don't know what's
Like,
stopping.
once
I don't
raised
know.
the minimum wage here in Florida, all of a sudden, out of the blue, Universal raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I kind of took credit for that. At a certain point, when wages start to rise, businesses have to respond, because if Universal's paying $15, then Disney's got to pay $15, because who cares if you're running Small World or Harry Potter? You're looking for a job.
So you mentioned a little bit how you've put money into politics and things like that, and in the current political climate in the United States, our government's run by the billionaires, kind of for the billionaires. What do you think the moral role of a billionaire should be within the United States government?
By and large, the opposite of what it is. These fat cats got so much money, but they want the tax laws to benefit them. Like these hedge fund people don't even pay taxes. And so the billionaires are not satisfied with what they have. They want more and more and more and more. And what my worry is, this income inequality.
Hedge funds don't pay
is a breaking
taxes.
point.
What the
At
fuck?
some point, you can become Cuba. And what I would say to these billionaires, you're going to make this gulf so big and so vast.
Are you a Roblox
Donald Trump
fanatic?
told us that 6 years ago.
Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift.
Just because you don't think it could ever happen in America, just remember January 6th. Just remember them storming the Capitol. Those were the barbarians at the gate, and they were mad as
Yo,
hell.
Judah, what's
You
the
know what they're
vibes?
mad about?
Everybody that sub up today,
They were
bro, I'm
mad
writing their
because they
names.
didn't
Not
think
not today,
Donald
but
Trump
moving
was-
forward.
They weren't mad, and they thought Donald Trump was the one that could do it for them. But that's why they stormed the Capitol. And when I saw it, I said, that could be our future if we let the haves and the have-nots get so separated.
I think everybody knows that probably every single billionaire does evade taxes, and he did say that he wants billionaires to be taxed so high, but I can promise you he probably has found ways to evade taxes.
Back in around like 1940s, the tax rate was around like higher than 90%, right? Would you be somebody that would advocate to bring back such a high tax rate in order to redistribute the wealth?
I don't know about 90% because you got to have some motivation. Listen, I am a capitalist. I believe in capitalism.
Yo! Judah with the sub. We got 31 subs, chat. 31 out of 40. Yo, Judah, we about to write your name, gang. Shit, where we gonna write it at? Where we gonna write it at, chat? I'm gonna write it right under here. I'm right here, chat. Damn. W fucking sub, chat. Damn. FNA Judah. JUDAA. Boom. Yeah, my phone. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. My phone is about to be on its last life if I don't get a charger. If I don't get a phone case. I don't have no phone case on my phone right now, chat. Yo, W fucking sub, bro. Oh my fucking gosh. Yes, sir.
For the most, with the least.
So when you mention capitalism, right?
Zoom back real quick.
Kind of inherent.
Of course. The subs get everything they want. You feel me? That's y'all right there. Oh shit. Boom, bro. I put ×2 for this guy because he subbed up twice type shit. Bro, you're gonna blow. What you mean I'm gonna blow?
You're gonna always take more from the workers. You're gonna put a profit on their labor that they're putting into the business. And I think now we're seeing that capitalism inherently causes these income inequalities. So I think we need to expand those social safety nets. We need to increase taxes on the wealthy in order to allow the poor to enjoy, the things that maybe you enjoyed when you were younger and things like that.
Well, look, I agree with you, and I think it's really for these
No
people
cap.
who are so rich. They're going to.
How do we get to a place to build out these
They don't,
social
because
safety
look,
nets?
The thing about you got socialism and capitalism. Socialism on paper makes a lot of sense, but then you got to count on everybody working. Will they all work?
Right.
But in the short run, what we're seeing right now with this big, beautiful bill that they're talking about,
You're gonna blow
we're
up. I don't
talking
know
about
how you
cutting
haven't
all
yet.
sorts
I
of
don't know
bills
how
to
either,
give
bro.
More money.
I'ma keep
to the
grinding,
rich and
though.
dig our country into trillions of more long-term debt.
Damn.
And I look at it and I scratch my head. The rich should be taxed bigger and harder. And so the reason I'm more for capitalism is because if you go to a socialistic country like France,
France is not socialist.
France is not.
No, you look at, let's say China. We'll give China for
Well,
example.
China's
Let's say
not. China's
socialist.
communism. I've been to China.
China's not communist.
Huh?
What?
China's not communist.
China-
They're run by the Chinese Communist Party, but they're not.
What
don't
are
have
they?
They're a socialist country.
Socialist?
Yes. And
I thought they were
Hey man,
I thought they were communists too.
Quality, and it's actually pretty good.
Have you ever been to China?
Have I? No. Why
Let
would
me
I
tell you
be?
something. It is the most oppressed country.
You want me to turn
No,
the AC
no.
down? You can turn it down right there.
No, China's not oppressed. Look at China. China has they have great social safety nets.
You need to go to China and watch the people with their heads down.
This is a completely different China we're talking
4
about.
million views on
I'm not China
YouTube? Yeah,
today.
bro.
Yeah, if we're talking about China today, then no.
That's how I
Then
jumped to
you have
11K.
drank the wrong Kool-Aid.
Wait, what'd he say?
Even no, different China we're talking about. I'm talking.
I'm not China today.
I'm talking. Yeah, if we're talking about China today, then no.
Then you have drank the wrong Kool-Aid.
I was like, oh, I'm the only Asian person in the room.
I'm talking to my
It's, like,
cousin. My
so
cousin's here
weird
with
to
me.
see somebody
Yo,
trying to,
yo,
like,
what you
debate
doing
about
tomorrow,
the country
Judah?
That my mom is from. I would have to agree with John more in terms of like China being a communist country.
John, I'm a parent, and one of the challenges I have is making sure that my mindset is not my children's mindset. How do you overcome that challenge as a billionaire to make sure your children have their own mindsets?
That's hard to do because they live with you and they hear you.
How do
The
you?
interesting thing about life is you get
Roman
older, you start
Anthony.
listening
Yo, I'm about to go to this
you're
Fed
like,
tomorrow.
"They're stealing all
Like
my
Juve
shit."
Fed, I think.
I said that. I did that. But what I used to tell them is this: when you're watching me, take the good parts and leave the bad parts. And the thing I used to tell my kids,
I'm trying to make a
is
skit
the
at.
only
I'm trying to
thing
make a
I
skit at the
want
spot
you to
though.
be. I don't care what you are other than this. I want you to be a compassionate human being. I want you to put other people first. And that's the only mindset that I wanted them to take. And I think that they have done that.
One of my goals
It's from
I think,
4 to
is to make
10.
my kids better than me. What's your main challenge that you see as a billionaire?
And it costs 40.
Making your kids better than you.
The main challenge is that your children do not feel entitled. There's nothing worse than an entitled person, somebody who was born
Facts.
with a silver spoon stuck up their butt.
Facts.
And they become the worst person in the world. I never bought my kids nice cars because I knew they were going to be dinged. And you have to make your kids
Sorry,
work.
if you don't mind, if
You have to have
I had 3 stars in 4 days.
consequences
I went
that are
from 3 stars to a
consistent.
3.
But the main thing you have to do, if I was giving advice as a parent, you got to spend a whole lot of time. It's all about the time. And
I can't
remember
tell if
this:
I'm on an
your
old
child
piece
is
or
one friend.
That's just how the game goes. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Tickets online, yeah, I'll send it to you.
When you see that,
I need help to make my skit
you
too,
gotta
so
separate that friend
I'm
as
trying to
far
go
as
there,
it is.
make my
So you
video,
just
finish it up.
mentioned that when you have a child who is having a friend that you find them to be not good for them, essentially, that you have to do what you can to separate them. As a billionaire, what does that entail for you?
Well, you can only do.
I've
so
had
much.
4 million views. I only
I've
got I only
separated
gained
two friends.
like
in all the
7,000
years.
followers,
And
subscribers.
one was a kid who used to come over, and he just reeked of marijuana, and he was
8,000.
stoned, and I just had a bad vibe, and I said, look, so and so, you can't go over there, and he can't come over here. My son Matthew was enraged. You can't tell me who's going to be my friend. I said, I'm telling you, you can't go there, and they can't come here. But you can't stop them at school. You can't stop them at a certain point. Later in life, I was justified because that kid that I was worried about ended up in prison.
Wow.
I'm someone who works with
damn,
youth in Orlando. I spend every moment of my days.
he had a good
coach
intuition.
and develop the youth in Orlando, and I work with at-risk youth. And one of the biggest things that I have seen in Orlando is that since medical marijuana was passed as a bill in Florida,
Just gotta keep going, bro.
use has become normalized among the youth and those that are underaged. One of the things that you mentioned earlier is that you didn't allow your son to be friends with someone who smoked pot because he smelled loud and he smoked weed. So why would you advocate for a bill like that to be passed when you kicked someone out of your family's circle who was smoking weed themselves?
When my brother was paralyzed, they had him on Percocet, Xanax, and everything else. The only thing that gave him relief, immediate relief, was marijuana. Listen, I believe that marijuana use at an early age fries the mind. I drug tested my children a lot, and my son Matthew failed that drug test a lot. But here's the difference. Would I rather have my brother taking marijuana gummy or opioids, fentanyl? It's a no-brainer. So I don't think marijuana use is on the rise. Let me tell you something. If you want marijuana today, go to any middle school in America. Yep. And we'll have a nickel bag real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you feel
Real
that
shit, though.
there's an ethical gray area when it comes to use of marijuana or other drugs in the youth or in adults in our country? And do you think that that leads to potentially a ethical gray area for you as a billionaire as it relates to other things in your life?
Medical marijuana, no way. Because listen, where I think the unethical conduct is coming from is from the pharmaceutical industry. Marijuana is a plant that was put into earth by God or by nature, and it works. I don't know how it works. I don't know how aloe works, but when you rub aloe on sunscreen, it goes away. So I feel very good, morally, ethically, every single way about what I did with medical marijuana. And here's the proof of the pudding. 1 million people in Florida have a card, and guess who uses it mostly? People 65 and older. Go to the marijuana stores, look at the marijuana stores, look who's going in.
One of the great challenges
Oh shit!
is knowing enough about a subject
I gotta
to
add.
think you're right.
It ain't kids, it's me.
Yeah, so I'm still really confused about the marijuana thing. I feel like with a lot of billionaires, they do want to care for people, but they really don't want them around them. So that's what I feel that you feel with the marijuana. You're fine with people growing it. You're fine with people doing whatever. But right when it's in your house, you don't really care about the person. You want them not around you or your family.
I'd take a gummy every night. It's in my house what are you talking about?
Then why did you kick the person out
Damn.
of your house?
He was a kid who I thought was not just that he reeked of marijuana, he was a kid who I thought was bad news. I didn't think that he was smoking marijuana. I thought he was selling marijuana. Look, I think all of Matthew's friends smoke marijuana, and so that wasn't the issue. The issue was this guy might be a criminal. This guy is a bad influence. So don't take it the wrong way.
Okay, so you kind of briefly talked on like for-profit CEOs and things like that. I was just kind of hoping to hear your take on the current state of healthcare and what recently occurred with their CEO.
Before I answer that question, I want to go back to the coach's question about marijuana, just so everybody understands where I stand. If John Morgan was king, I'd legalize marijuana all over the country, and I'd let you grow it at your house. So that's how I feel about marijuana. As far as the healthcare, think about this for a minute. There's only one place that we go ever, and we never ask what it costs. When you go to get your hair cut, what's it cost? When you go to buy a candy bar, what's it cost? When you walk into a hospital, none of us ever ask what it's going to cost. You can get a Tylenol pill over here for $20. It could be $1 at the other hospital. Of the insurance industry by healthcare is awful. It's off the charts. Our pharmaceuticals in this country are way more money than pharmaceuticals in his favorite country, China.
Damn.
And so you've got the healthcare where we don't ask what things cost, and then you got insurance companies who are fighting healthcare, and they're trying to gouge. The hospitals are trying to gouge. The insurance companies are trying to not be gouged. They're fighting, and guess who's stuck in the middle? The person who needs treatment, the person who has cancer, and they're saying, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And then what happens? People go postal. People snap.
So would you be in favor then of a
real shit.
socialized form of healthcare in the United States?
I don't know how it will work. Listen,
Every other major country has a socialized form of healthcare.
when Obama was president, he came to my house as president. I supported Obama. I'm on the National Finance Committee for Obama. And one of the things...
He came to your house? Obama came to his house? I guess if you a billionaire, I mean, shit. Obama probably trying to see what's the vibes.
about Obama, and one of the things that I really liked about Obama was Obamacare. A lot of people lost their House seats for voting for Obamacare. So, listen, I'm all ears about anything we can do to get more medicine and more treatment to people. My brother-in-law is a physician up in Haines City, Florida. I have a clinic called the Morgan & Morgan Clinic where he runs it, I fund it, and we take care of everybody who has lost in the system who can't get care.
How do you deal with profiting over other people's injuries in your law firm?
Every business is in business to make a profit.
Yeah.
If you don't have a profit...
I don't know what the fuck she was getting at. Every business is in business to make a profit. If he didn't do anything and not make a profit, then he wouldn't make any money. And if he don't make no money, he's gonna be exactly where why would you... It's like saying, why the fuck do you go to work? You trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? Why do you help people? Oh, I want to help people, but I gotta make money. I gotta survive. So what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, let me hear that question again.
On the other side of me and on the other side of my clients are insurance companies. Insurance companies do this. They take in premiums and they try not to pay claims. When they try not to pay claims fairly, that's when I'm hired. When I'm hired, the people who hire me cannot afford a lawyer by the hour. They take in premium. The other side of my...
Deal with profiting over other people's injuries in your law firm.
Every business is in business to make a profit. If you don't have a profit, you don't have a business. On the other side of me and on the other side of my clients are insurance companies. Insurance companies do this. They take in premiums and they try not to pay claims. When they try not to pay claims fairly, that's when I'm hired. When I'm hired, the people who are hiring me cannot afford a lawyer by the hour. And the insurance industry, they live in this world. Deny, delay, defend. Their job is to never be fair with you.
Dead ass, bro. I'm still fighting my fucking tickets. I'm still fighting my fucking claims for my surgery, bro. Niggas, they don't want to pay for shit. Like, what the fucking niggas paying for? What is the point of paying for insurance if they're not gonna pay anything? If they're not gonna cover shit? What, they're gonna cover $1,000 out of 20 bands? I gotta pay 19 bands back. What's the point? Nah, this is real shit though. This is real shit. Like, he's saying real shit.
The people who are hiring me cannot afford a lawyer by the hour. And the insurance industry, they live in this world. Deny, delay, defend. Their job is to never be fair with you. The people who come to me at their time of need are people who've had something taken from them. The business I'm in is being the key to the courthouse for people who can't afford it, taking all of the risk. And believe me, I've lost some cases where I've written off millions of dollars.
Damn.
But at the end of the day, the only thing between me and them getting a fair shake from the insurance industry is what we do, which is take them to trial. So I never even realized it could be this lucrative until I got in it. But
Damn.
I've also scaled it in such a way that most personal injury firms are like, one-trick ponies in one city. I built mine throughout the entire United States, and by having the scale that I have, my profit got a lot bigger.
Damn.
You have mentioned before that you make money off of people's injuries and stuff like that. Do you think it's ethical to, I don't want to say take advantage of people, but take advantage of people when they're most vulnerable?
I think what I do is highly ethical. I think that the insurance industry
Marilyn,
is
what's up?
unethical. I believe that I'm the difference between people getting back what was taken from them and relying on the insurance company.
Right.
I believe that what I do is almost, not quite, like a ministry, because people come to me in their most desperate hour, whether they've lost their home, lost a life, lost a limb, lost livelihood, and they have no way to fight back. So I can tell you this, I sleep very well with what I do and why I do it, because I am the civil police representing the people who cannot have a voice for themselves.
Right.
I got into this business
Yo, back
because
what's
my
up?
brother Tim was paralyzed, so I got to see what it's like to be on the other side.
Damn.
I got to see what it's like to be the poor person that's being oppressed. And I'll tell you what,
Right.
it is the worst feeling in the whole world
Right.
to be hopeless, powerless, helpless. And when you get to step in and even the playing field and say, hey, that ain't gonna happen. And when they try to give you peanuts, we're like, we're not taking peanuts.
Right.
When I walk into my lobbies throughout America.
Yo, they trying to come at him with mad different shit, but it's like, gang, he's literally showing that he's a fucking genuine ass nigga. He actually cares about people. I'm not gonna lie, from what he's saying, like from what I'm hearing from him, like he's making sense, bro. Like he's actually laying it out. People come to him when they're in need, and he helps rectify their issues. You know what I'm saying? And he's been on the other side of it because he's poor. They just look at him because he's a billionaire, so they think he's just a fucking fuck up. They think he's just like, he gonna screw everybody.
Hey, that ain't gonna happen. And when they try to give you peanuts, we're like, we're not taking peanuts. When I walk into my lobby,
Look, hear this shit, Ryan.
Feel and say, hey, that ain't gonna happen. And when they try to give you peanuts, we're like, we're not taking peanuts.
But I don't know if you heard it, if you heard the whole part.
On this business because my brother Tim was paralyzed for themselves.
Right here. This is the question.
They're most and on the
when they're more ethical to, I don't want to say take advantage of people, but take advantage of people when they're most vulnerable.
Hear this.
I think what I do is highly ethical. I think that the insurance industry is very unethical. I believe that I'm the difference between people getting back what was taken from them and relying on the insurance company. I believe that what I do is almost, not quite, like a ministry because people come to me in their most desperate hour, whether they've lost their home, lost a life, lost a limb, lost livelihood, and they have no way to fight back. So I can tell you this, I sleep very well with what I do and why I do it because I am the civil police representing the people who cannot have a voice for themselves. I got into this business because my brother Tim was paralyzed, so I got to see what it's like to be on the other side. I got to see what it's like to be the poor person that's being oppressed. And I'll tell you what, it is the worst feeling in the whole world to be hopeless, powerless, helpless. And when you get to step in and even the playing field and say, hey, that ain't gonna happen. And when they try to give you peanuts, we're like, we're not taking peanuts. When I walk into my lobbies throughout America, when I see those clients sitting there, I see my brother, I see my family, and I want to treat them exactly the way I would have wanted to be treated.
Do you
Right.
believe most billionaires and lawyers are compassionate?
That's the most realest shit. That's the most realest shit. Like, I feel like he's telling the truth. He could be saying it for the camera, but I don't think so. I think he's actually being genuine. I think he's actually saying that from the heart. Being
Do you
honest.
believe most billionaires and lawyers are compassionate?
I think it all depends on the person. I believe what's helped me in my life was I came from a very difficult childhood with a lot of economic insecurity and alcoholism. Everything bad that you could think happened did happen. But the good thing about those things, if you take it the right way, is those things can generate later in life serious compassion on your part. Whenever I would see somebody homeless, I used to tell my children, just remember this, they don't want to be there.
Right.
And once upon a time, that was a little girl and little boy eating an ice cream cone, swinging, having the time of their life. And they don't want to be there. And don't judge them because we don't know how they got there.
John,
Right,
how do you
right.
care for your clients when you're done with them? I know your motto
Right.
is for the people, but it seems like it's only
Mixed with a
for
little
the
bit of
client.
ugly. You just say shoot
Up
to
until a
shoot.
certain
Zahsuavee,
point.
what's up with you?
The award is won, the case is closed. How do you take care of your people?
Would you be happy if you stayed where you are?
Bro,
in
what
life
the
and
fuck are
job
you talking
forever?
about?
If the answer is yes, then this video is not.
After you're done with them.
Here's how I take care of the people. I change conduct. I just got a big verdict against Takata airbags down in Miami a few weeks ago. I can promise you this, because of my cases, Takata is changing their conduct. I'm one of the lawyers on the opioid cases. These pharmaceutical companies were killing us.
Damn.
That's not happening anymore. I have cases against the
Shout out to Lamine Yamal. He's really speaking facts right now. What? Nah, this guy is speaking facts. Yo, Tony Bond, what's the vibes?
I'm one of the lawyers on the opioid cases. These pharmaceutical companies were killing us. That's not happening anymore. I have cases against the tobacco industry. The tobacco industry is in the business of premeditated murder. These are evil.
Premeditated murder.
So, for the
What the fuck? Premeditated murder. The tobacco. I hope y'all niggas ain't here ain't smoking cigarettes, yo. Y'all ain't smoking cigarettes? Let me know. What the?
business of premeditated.
This is crazy.
Killing the lawyers on the opioid cases. These pharmaceutical companies were killing us. That's not happening anymore.
Bro,
I have
what
cases
the-
against the tobacco industry. The tobacco industry is in the business of premeditated murder.
Unc, I don't
These
smoke.
are evil companies. And so, for the people, not my clients and people, the people who I'll never represent, the people who will never know me, I'm changing conduct.
My question to you, throughout law school, I heard a lot that lawyers are the reason why insurance costs so much and is expensive. So what is your take on that?
Well, you heard that from the insurance industry. There's been tort reform after tort reform all across America. And you know why they have this, what's called tort reform, to take away your rights, my rights, their rights. They say, we're going to take certain rights away from you and your rates are going to go down. But here's what's never happened. They've never tied one of those bills to a mandatory decrease of insurance premiums. These insurance companies take premiums in, they make bad investments, and then they say, oh,
We don't
the
know
lawyers are
the
causing us
lawyers.
to make bad investments. No, the lawyers aren't the problem. The insurance
Yo,
companies
he's on his shit.
say, we're going to take certain rights away from you, your rights, my rights, industry. There's been tort reform after tort reform.
Why you so
all
short, Unc?
across
What the
America.
fuck?
And you know why they have this, what's called tort reform, to take away your rights, my rights, their rights. They say, we're going to take certain rights away from you and your rates are going to go down. But here's what's never happened. They've never tied one of those bills to a mandatory decrease of insurance premiums.
Right.
These insurance companies take premiums in, they make bad investments, and then they say, oh, the lawyers are causing us to make bad investments. No, the lawyers aren't the problem. The insurance companies who run their companies poorly are the problem, and they just want bigger profits.
Right.
And by the way, when you go home, Google their profits. Google what their CEOs are making. They're not hurting. They're making a lot of money.
Right.
If you lost all of your wealth tomorrow, what would be your next step in this struggling economy? Do you think you could pull it off? Do you think it could be just as successful?
I think if I did this again, I would not be this successful. This has been a series of left turns and right turns.
Wow.
All of a sudden you end up here. I'm not arrogant enough.
That was the most realest shit. He's saying, bro, this shit was like, I ain't gonna lie, I really feel like sometimes a lot of this shit it takes some type of luck to make it. Some type of luck. You gotta be consistent, figure it out, go through a lot of trials and tribulations, but in some type of way, you gotta have some type of luck with this shit. I have insurance. Most of us in America have insurance, but most of the time in America, you know, yo, Jay Waltz was good. We doing a sub. Everybody that subs up on Twitch, we writing their name down on my fucking thing, gang. Feel me? Not saying you have to, bro, but feel me, that's what we doing right now. But a lot of us have insurance, bro, but a lot of us probably fight our insurance. They don't want to pay for your dental. They don't want to pay for your, you know, you get injured, you know, anything. It could be anything. Get hurt, somebody die. You know what I'm saying? It could be a like it could be so much things with insurance, then they just choose not to. I'm going through it right now. I literally tore my Achilles, right? I have insurance, and you know, I think they covered the bill, I believe, but they didn't cover me getting physical therapy in a way. I guess it's not in the thing, but it's like, bro, like, think about it. One is, like, I don't just fucking tear my Achilles every fucking day and it's coming out and it's like, okay, you're like, you know, you're becoming a liability. This shit happened, it happened when I was 22. So it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? This shit happened until it took 22 years until something like that happened for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing by the time I get older, another 20-something years, whatever, bro, I'm not going to be, hopefully, God forbid, I'm not tearing my Achilles again. So it's like, when it comes down to something like this, it don't make sense because it's like, why were you trying to get me to cover something that y'all can't cover something so simple? And then they want you, and then these insurance claims and companies want to keep, you know, they just played, like he said, delay, deny. I forgot the other one, delay, deny, and they want to deny shit. So it's like you're taking long, then you got to wait. But then, you know, obviously a lot of people in America not making such certain amount of X of money. So if you're not making a certain amount of X of money, or, you know, you're still trying to survive and you can't pay it, then what? It goes to the debt collector. And now, you know, it's fucking up shit you got going on, whatever like that. And they want money out of you that, you know, you can't possibly pay. I'll be honest with you right now. Like, I have a loan out for college. It's cool and all, but right out of sight, as soon as I get out of college, they want me to start paying the loans. They want 3 bands a month. 3-4 bands a month. Let's be honest, gang. Niggas coming out of college, who the fuck got that, gang? Who the fuck got 3-4 bands a month coming right out of college? They asking you to pay that shit right up front. The fucking loans. And then obviously, like, you can't, you know, then you got to do like a little plan or something, whatever the case may be. But what, you can't do that, then what? If you can't do the plan, if you can't pay it right up front or something, like you can't make that threshold, what happens? Okay, well, then we could do a plan, whatever, but then we know we're going to have interest. We're going to add interest on it. So now you're paying certain X amount of money on top of interest. You may got a cheaper rate. You may got a payment plan or something, but then you got interest on top of it. So it's like, bro, you paying even more. Like, it's just fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Everything he's been saying right now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he missed. I don't think he has missed. I'm being honest.
If I did this again, I would not be this successful. This has been a series of left turns and right turns, and all of a sudden you end up here. I'm not arrogant enough. I believe that 99% of what's happened to me.
Did you have a dream of playing in the NBA?
Or blessings, or whatever you want to call it.
I'm a pastor.
Maybe when I was really young.
One of the core tenets of many faith systems in the world is a rejection of possessions and wealth. Do you feel like you had to sacrifice part of yourself or your faith or your family to be able to get where you are today?
Not at all. Because my faith has been at the forefront of everything I've done. It's the teachings from my faith guide me not only in my life, but in my business life. And those lessons are fairly clear.
You think he not
to
tapped
me.
in with
Do I
God?
think I need to take a vow of poverty? I don't think so. If I'd done that, I would have been a Catholic priest. So no, I have never found a conflict in making money in my faith. I think the conflict would be if I made money and didn't use my money for what I've been taught to use my money for. What my goal is I don't live anywhere near what I make, except my jet, and that is excess.
Woo!
I don't live
Talk.
that way in my.
Instead of my jet. I mean, shit. If I'm a billionaire, I'm gonna have a jet. I don't even blame him. I mean, shit. I mean, you making certain X amount of money, you can't. It's not being bougie, but you can't fake move like a regular civilian. Like you a target. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be around like where you a billionaire. What? Billionaire. What are we talking about?
That is excess, but I don't live that way, and my goal now is that I think my children are set. I do not want to leave the government one penny. I think that, if you want to see your money wasted, give it to Congress. And what I want to do is I want to do as much as I can while I'm alive and leave a huge amount of money into a foundation, and that will say in that foundation, faith without works is dead.
I personally work at...
Faith without work is dead. People be having so much faith. People be manifesting, praying. You don't put in no work, man. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Keep dreaming.
And I was wondering, how much do you normally tip customer service workers that
I like that.
are
Faith
in
without work
certain
is dead.
positions?
$100, and I'll tell you why. We're a member of 3 different churches, and my wife gives away, I don't even know what she gives to these churches. But I am much more interested in leaving $100 tips for my servers and for the people who cut my hair than throwing $100 in the collection plate, because $100 to somebody can change their day. I got a case one time where a little boy was killed by a bus in Jacksonville. My investigator called me and said, I just think I'd tell you how we got this case. I said, how? He said, the woman met you once. I said, when did she meet me? 5 years ago. Where? It was Christmas Eve at Bob Evans. And I went there for breakfast with my daughter. And she told my investigator, and he left me $100 tip. That's why she called me.
Damn.
So I don't know where your cafe is, but let me know and I'll come in and
Amazing.
leave you $100 tip.
I'll definitely let you know. That's an amazing tip. Thank you, John.
Do you believe it's justifiable to be worth $1 billion while millions live in poverty?
No. If I could undo it all and let us all be the same, that's what I would do.
Okay, and do you believe, because I heard something about how you don't agree with the government spending, which I actually do agree with, so how would you split up the money?
The most to the most with the least. I believe that there are people that are, I don't believe it, I know it. When you go out to the Morgan Hunger Relief Center, the people that are walking in there are not the homeless. They're walking in there dressed in work clothes with their children to get free food. And it's an abomination.
Yeah, because I go to the University of Florida because I remember you mentioning it. And one thing I've noticed as a college student is that there is a lot of corruption throughout it, from the president, even from student government, funneling millions. And then when I look into to see what happened to them, nothing really happened. They didn't go to jail or anything.
Look, the University of Florida, they hired this president who was just a buddy of the governor's, and he came up there and...
Imagine being able to build anything.
Oh shit.
Just by thinking about it.
They bleeping his shit out.
He's 44.
The University of Florida, and took so much...
Student government funneling millions. And then when I look into to see what happened to them, nothing really happened. They didn't go to jail or anything.
Look, the University of Florida, they hired this president who was just a buddy of the governor's, and he came up there and the University of Florida and took so much money, and he's still on the payroll, Ben Sass.
Yeah, that's what a lot of college students are talking about.
It's an outrage. And by the way, when you Google those articles, the alligator, I'm all over those all over those articles, ripping him a new.
So you just mentioned that everyone's a politician now, but you also said that you also have done at least 2 different things with legislation. So would you consider yourself to also be a politician?
Sorta. You know, everybody wants me to run for governor of Florida right now. When I'd go to the White House, they'd take me over to the side and show me polling on me. But there's a side of me that thinks I could be good at it, but then there's a side of me that really enjoys living in Maui half the year. So I became sort of a politician because, listen, they were fighting me hard on the minimum wage. They were fighting me hard on medical marijuana. And I was out debating sheriffs, and everybody I was debating had a green suit on and a gun. So it was like, it's a little hard to debate them. So I was sort of a politician because I was in the political realm, and that's why all this talk about me, about people wanting me to run for governor is percolating.
So today, I think we've all sat here and we've heard you talk about your jet and Maui and your 3 homes and the money that sits in your account.
Yo, come on, Frederick. What the fuck, man? Like, yo, give this nigga a break, bro. Like, you just want to find any reason to come at him. I don't think I've heard anything positive coming from Frederick's mouth. I don't think he has asked any question to help, maybe take some type of advice to help him in his fucking life. You know, to better himself. I don't think he has learned anything from this. He's just coming straight at him. Literally finding any opportunity to find some type of flaw. Like anything that's flawed about him, bro. Like Frederick's the worst, bro.
Your 3 homes and the money that sits in your account that you don't care to touch.
I feel like he answered everything to the T.
That moment that you talked about as a kid, sitting there hoping and praying that somebody would help you. So I guess my question that you didn't really answer, you just told me how much you have. What stops you from helping every person in this room that's struggling right now, that can't pay a bill?
Nah, he's asking for a handout. It's
my question that you didn't really answer. You just told me how much you have. What stops you from helping every person in this room that's struggling right now, that can't pay a bill, had to miss out on work? How do you help them? What do you do? Because you got a private jet, but I had to take off of work today, and I'm struggling. I got bills, man.
Yo, he's asking for... I'm not... Okay, I see what the fuck he's doing. This is low-key manipulation. Now, look, listen, bro. He low-key cooking, but he's not cooking at the same time. Like, I get it, bro, but he's low-key kind of asking for a handout. Like, he's low-key trying to guilt-trip this nigga to giving him money, which is kind of fucked up because the whole time he's already been on some bullshit, but he's trying to make it seem like, yeah, you know, we struggling, whatever the case may be, but, you know, you a billionaire, whatever the case may be. I mean, you say you like the people, so what do you want to do? Me, personally, if I was a billionaire, I'm sorry, he's a good guy. But if I was the billionaire and he would have came at me like this, I would have said, fuck you, Frederick. I would have said, yo, Frederick, I would have threw the frank at him, bro. Because you're not going to guilt trip me into giving you money. You're going to throw all these things at me and try to accuse me or whatever, or try to make me paint me as a bad picture. And then you're going to turn around and then ask for bread. Or like, oh, how can you help us though, bro? See, and this is why billionaires or people that are rich, they be lonely. They be lonely or they be bitter to people because you can't come like this at them and then try to ask for a handout. Why does Frederick look Why does Frederick look homeless? Bro, yo, y'all gotta chill, bro. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, he's low-key going through it, but that's crazy. Like, how you gonna do that and guilt trip him and then you're gonna ask, oh, I need the bread. I would have just, for all that, you should have been straight up like, look, man, I would have been like, if it was me, if I was in his shoes, I would have been like, I'm not gonna lie, Morgan I appreciate you for even giving us these wise words of wisdom and then showing us your insights of how you look at everybody. But, you know, I personally right now, you know, I think this is an opportunity. I've never been in front of a billionaire every day in my life, but I wish if you have the opportunity, if you could, please be able to help me with this, whatever the case may be. I've been really trying to find a way, you know. There's a certain way you approach it. There's a certain way you go by it. I would have been like, yo, I would have, you know, I wish I would, you know, if there's a way you could be able to help me out. I have these those and you know, I know you're a billionaire and I don't want to use your money in a way to you know, just to get or use you, but you know, it would be really gladly appreciated if you help me in this manner, you know. And I don't want to beg, but I would appreciate it if you find it in the kindness of your heart to bless me. Leave it up to him. It's either no or yes. But if he says no, you know, he pull a card like, I'll talk to my assistant, like, you know. But the way you come at him and talk about everything he got going on, you balling, you this, So what's stopping you from helping niggas like us? Because I came out of my job for this. Whoa. Nobody told you to come out of your job to come to a YouTube video game. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to jump off the porch and do that. Nobody told you to come and sit here in front of Morgan, in front of Billy. You could have stayed at your job. You came here with the intentions of trying to get this nigga money. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you came with the intentions to try to scold him, and then you're gonna be like, yo, let me get some bread. The fuck? Yo, Frederick, man, I ain't gonna lie. You playing it crazy.
Bill had to miss out on work.
Why aren't you in the video? I don't know. I didn't get the call.
You got a private jet, but I had to take off from work today, and I'm struggling. I got bills, man. And I'm not begging for money, but I'm saying, what stops you from being able to go and help us and change our lives? Because
let me give you 100 while we're here.
Woo! Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Oh my god. How do you tell somebody shut the fuck up without saying shut the fuck up? That was kind of crazy. Me personally, I don't even know. Like, is this kind of shitting on you? He's low-key shitting on him. Nah, this gotta be shit. Taking the 100 out while he's talking and said, well, let me just give you this 100 since you complaining. That's like telling a nigga shut the fuck up without telling him to shut the fuck up. Oh my gosh.
Us and change our lives. Because
let me give you 100 while we're here.
He shut up real quick.
No, I don't smoke.
At the middle school.
No, man.
Nothing stops me. Listen, here's how I look at it. I went to a religious retreat one time under duress. It was called a Crescio. And I thought it was going to be a bunch of bullshit, and it was basically a bunch of bullshit. But at the very end, it all came down to one thing that I took from that.
Why aren't you in the video? I don't know.
Here's what I took. I can't change the whole world. I would love to be able to. But the phrase that I took from that Crescio weekend was, bloom where you're planted. What does that mean? That means I can't solve hardly anything.
Right.
But every once in a while, I'll get a God whisper. Somebody asking. Then I think back to that Crescio, and it's like, bloom where you're planted. And I feel like at this moment, that's what I'm being asked to do.
Right.
And I can only do so much. I'm trying to manage my money so that at the end of it all, it can have the greatest bang for its buck.
You know, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure if there's anything that would have been a perfect answer, just because he's really good at talking to you and he's a likable guy. And he's soft in the eyes, so it's easy for him to get you on his side. So I don't know if there's anything he could have said that would have completely changed my mind. But I think showing, I don't know,
Bro, what the fuck did I just hear?
It's because he's really good at talking to you, and anything that would have been
it's buck.
You know, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure.
I'm trying to manage my money so that at the end of it all, it can have the greatest bang for its buck.
You know, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure if there's anything that would have been a perfect answer, just because he's really good at talking to you and he's a likable guy, and he's soft in the eyes, so it's easy for him to get you on his side. So I don't know if there's anything he could have said that would have completely changed my mind. But I think showing your actions, he handed me $100, but there were people in the room had told their stories throughout the day, and with a wad of cash in your hand, you could shut me up, but he could have given it to everybody. He could have shown in that moment that he has the power to change your life. He could try to change your life, even if it's a small amount.
Bro, you can't win with this nigga, bro. What the fuck is Frederick on? What is wrong with this guy, bro? He did give me $100, but he could have gave it to everybody. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga, bro? Dead ass. It's people like him, bro. You fuck it up for everybody, bro. You give him, feel me, try to hand you, he just blessed you. He just blessed you. He just blessed you. He blessed you, bro. And you still complaining. Like, you're still complaining. He's still skeptical. He's still gotta complain. He's still not grateful. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? You ungrateful ass nigga, bro. dead ass, gang. I know he's a billionaire, but I hate that shit, bro. You know you're a billionaire, but don't try to, like, you feel me? You trying to find any way to come at his fucking neck, gang. That shit get me tight. This nigga's like this, bro. It's this. You didn't even ask for no game. You didn't ask for no free game, no gem. You didn't ask for advice. You didn't even you didn't even ask for a fucking job. You didn't ask for shit. You didn't even ask in a polite way for bread. You didn't even ask in a polite way to even ask for the bread. He even gave you $100 out your mouth to show you to shut the fuck up, and you still complain. Frederick, you need help. Dead ass, bro. If I was your family member and you came back home and I seen this video, I would have looked at you and said, you stupid little dumb nigga. What is wrong with you? You making the family look bad. Get out the house. Now go live in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have got tight, bro. Cause like, yo, what are you on, bro? I know the comments is frying him in the fucking comments, bro, because you are different, gang. You're a different breed, and you Jubilee, do not invite him back on the fucking game. Do not invite him back on the YouTube video, bro. Why is he even on here? Dead ass. I'm sorry, bro. That shit got me tight. You don't deserve to be on here. You don't deserve to even fucking. You should take his $100 back, gang. He should give you a fucking penny. Dead ass. He should have gave you a penny. It said shut the fuck up. Because you're gonna still find a way to complain. You're gonna still find a way. Why he didn't give it to everybody else? Why he couldn't change everybody? Why he couldn't at least change one person? Damn, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, let's listen to this nigga again.
There were people in the room had told their stories throughout the day, and with a wad of cash in your hand, you could shut me up, but he could have given it to everybody. He could have shown in that moment that he has the power to change your life, and he could try to change your life. Even if it's a small amount, it's better than nothing. And he didn't really do that.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna just say bless you, bro. I'm gonna just say for Frederick, bro, I pray for you, bro. I just hope God just heals, bro. I hope God makes everything work out in your life, bro. I just pray for you. The feel me? People like that, the only thing you can say is I pray for you. I'm gonna just pray for you. Feel me? You can't even say anything to that type of person. I'm gonna pray for you, bro. I'm gonna just pray for you. That's all you can say to a person like this. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna just pray for you. You don't even go toe to toe with a person like this. I pray for you, bro. I'm gonna just pray. Anything else they say after is crazy, you already know. That's the devil. I pray for you, bro. I'm gonna just pray for you. I pray for you. I pray. I'm gonna just pray for you, bro. Because you can never satisfy a person like this.
It's better than nothing. And he didn't really do that.
One of the takeaways I took is there was a quiet desperation, a little bit of a worry about the future, and a little resentment about people who have money.
I think billionaires are inherently parasitical to society as a whole. No matter how they accumulated that wealth, they're always going to be profiting off of the backs of people who are doing the work. In his case, he's the better of evil system in general, while he is helping injured people get the settlement that they feel they deserve. He is still profiting off of advocating for that injury.
I'm of the volition that there's nothing wrong with billionaires. I am a rabid capitalist, and I know John talked about that a lot, but that is who I am. That is my background. I think that if you have a financial wealth, yes, you should definitely do good things with it, and you need to help the people around you.
Right.
It's just moral code. But I don't believe that billionaires are inherently bad, or they're out to prove world domination or something of the sort like that.
I think a lot of the questions are going to help me reflect on those questions and what I should and am doing.
Well, I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't know John Morgan from a pan.
Own website by
I don't know John Morgan overall, but the way how he played this video out, or his answers and the way he got his message across, all you got to do is respect it. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? He did right. From what I've looked, from what I've seen. I don't know him personally, but word, man. W fucking video. I want to see the fucking comments, bro. Frederick acting like he was forced to skip work and be here. Yo, nah, bro. Let's really talk about this nigga Frederick, man. This nigga is a different ass breed. Frederick is a person who will always be in the position he is. Bad mindset. That's a fact. Frederick Frederick acting like he was forced to skip work and be here. That's what the fuck I said, gang. Next on Jubilee, Frederick versus 20 people who watched this video and comment about Frederick. Frederick thought he's in the Mr. Beast giveaway. Frederick is a person who will always be in the... Okay, I said that. He's a lot more charismatic than I envisioned. Can see why he's a successful lawyer. Can see why he's a successful lawyer. Bro skipped work to beg for some money. Frederick, I'm not begging for money. Also, Frederick is absolutely begging for money. Yo. Where's Frederick, bro? 20 homeless people confront as a real estate. Oh my gosh. LMAO. Frederick heard a billionaire was coming and he went straight into his dirty laundry basket so the billionaire could feel bad and give him money. Oh shit. Bro literally gave Frederick $100 to shut the fuck up. Love the dude who's never been to China arguing about what China's like. Nah, yeah, he's crazy. Nah, he was crazy. I took off work today because I thought he would give me enough money to retire. Is the condensed version of Frederick's lengthy story. Oh my gosh, Frederick is catching a fucking stray. Every comment, Frederick gets handed $100 for his sob story about him skipping work willingly. Yet somehow still finds a reason to complain about the guy who gave it to him. That victim mindset is exhausting. Yo, he's the worst, bro. He's the fucking worst. Frederick heard that a billionaire will be around, and bro thought he would be 100K richer in a day. Yo, Frederick is the worst. When he said comfortable, I think he just didn't want his kids to feel like they're superior to other kids because they have money. Word. Frederick was given $100 and there's 20 people in the room. By his logic, he could have given each person $5. It's not much, but it's something. Instead, he complained after being handed money. Yo, Frederick is the worst person in the... Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Frederick, you did bad, bro. I can't believe you took the cash. You failed the test, Frederick. LOL. Oh my gosh. Not gonna lie, I see what you're saying, but I would have taken it too. He offered it genuinely, not just as a formality. Oh my gosh. Frederick talking about I had to take off work today. Bro, you made the decision to stay out of work. You didn't have to come. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Frederick just wanted him to stand up and hand him some money. Frederick is the worst, bro. Jubilee, bring Frederick back, bro. We gotta have a talk. 100 broke people versus Frederick. Frederick's still gonna find a way to fucking complain. Frederick just comes off as a beggar. Just because he's rich does not mean he owes you money. Dead ass. Yo, that's what I'm saying. The billionaire was the most likable person in the room. Dead ass. Frederick is a perfect example of how giving poor people money won't solve the issue. Yo. Somebody need to take Frederick on a shopping spree or something, bro. Somebody need to... Frederick's the type of person you give him $500,000, bro. He's still going to find a way to complain, and he'll find a way to still end up back as being Frederick. You're not even Frederick with a $500K. You're going to be back to being Frederick because your mindset is fucked, dude. It's so fucked. It's so fucked, bro. Dead ass. That one dude was definitely asking for money without asking for money. He wouldn't leave without something in his pockets. Something. He wouldn't leave without something. He needed something. That guy who said China wasn't oppressive. Tell me you get all your info from TikTok without telling me you get all your info from TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. He was chatting. He was trying to make it seem like he was on to something. He was not on the shit. Frederick acting like he was forced to skip work and he'd be here. Frederick, long story shortened, I took off work today and because I thought he would give me money enough to retire. Give me enough money to retire. Yeah, bro. Frederick really is saying, why are you not giving me money? I'm done. 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 I'm not gonna lie. That's the stream, bro. W fucking stream. I'm done. I'm out of here, gang. This shit is kind of crazy. Yo, y'all be easy. Y'all drink water, subscribe. I'm gonna catch y'all on the fucking flip, bro. This shit is crazy.